friends, welcome back to my crafty space. My name is Crystal Idunyate, and today I'm going to be putting together the last couple of pages in my Week in the Life journal for 2022. Over the past 2 months, I have been working through putting my Monday through Sunday pages together, and all of them have process videos, well, Tuesday through Sunday process videos you can see here on YouTube, and the Monday process video is available over in the Craft the Story Facebook group through Allie Edwards. It was a couple of pages that I did live over in that group. So all of it you are able to see come together. I completed my Sunday pages last week, which is the end of the typical everyday storytelling. But there were a couple of pages left in the end that were just dot grid paper. So when I got to the end of the week, I decided that I wanted to take these pages to tell any other stories that I might have missed in the earlier days of my journaling or my storytelling. So what I have done is gone through my stash to find some fun embellishments that are flat and some jumping off points for telling stories here in the end. Some things I already have ready to go. I already have my journaling on the embellishments. I have already created some templates here. So like this page is going to be all about our currentlies throughout the week. So I'm just going to add some different pieces into this grid that I created. I have already done a mind map here at the end with icons that represent the major things that happened each of the 7 days of the week. And then I knew that I wanted to print a photo for the very last page to close out the notebook. So this is what we're going to be working on today. I'm going to put you on fast forward and talk you through the process as I am adhering everything down essentially. And then we will slow down at the end. I will do a quick flip of the pages that we worked on today, and then I'll have an additional video that will go up, if not today, then within the next week, that will share a final flip through of the entire album from start to finish. So let's go ahead and dive into the pages for today. So for these final pages, I'm really excited to do some really creative things because the rest of my days have all been exactly the same. So this is where I'm going to get a little creative, go a little bit out of the box with some different design concepts for I think there's 3 full spreads and then the final page. Similar to the other days or the other layouts that I've done in this notebook, I am going to go ahead and get all of my embellishing done first. I have a couple of full page photos that I'm planning to put in the album. Those are just going to go directly into the album. So I'm putting my adhesive onto the back of the photos, and then we will embellish them, and then we will stick them in the album, since one side of it is going to be super bulky and the other side's not, and you'll see that once I bring the notebook over to work on it. For the photo of my husband and I clinking glasses together, the one you see right here, I knew I wanted this one to be the final page in my notebook. It's almost as though we are cheersing the fact that the week has come to a close. One of the things I loved from the collection was this quote, and it was on a 3x4 card. It says, "I still find each day too short for all the thoughts I want to think, all the walks I want to take, all the books I want to read, and all the friends I want to see." I felt like that was a really good closing sentiment. So my original intention was to fussy cut that out and add it to this final picture. However, the scale of it wasn't quite right for the photo. So instead, I'm going to create a little collage of embellishments at the bottom of my photo and use that as an area to add some additional texture and interest. And then the sentiment that I cut out, the quote, I'm actually going to put on a photo collage to the left. You can see it there. That photo collage is going to be my second to last spread, and it's going to pair with a mind map that gives a really kind of bigger picture as to what the week looks liked or looked like as a whole. So for the photo, I have added on a little die cut that says stories. It's a half circle. And then I layered that with a potted plant, which I also fussy cut out from one of the die cuts. It was an oval die cut, and I just wanted it to be the plant only. On top of the two die cuts, I've also added a plastic phrase. It was the last one I had. It said, "So good." So I stapled that on there, and then also stapled on two plastic words that say life and today. I layered them together to create a title. So that one is done, and I have also stuck down the quote onto the grid of photos that I have created. Now, before I go and put everything into the album, the first page I want to work on is this currently right now page. My idea for this one was to use the fabric or the canvas words there. So there are, oh gosh, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 8 different words, 8 different prompts, and they each have a different color of text on them. What I thought would be really fun is to create little tiny photo collages of 4 different things for each of the titles. So for example, I'm working on the section that says watching, and I have 4 little 1-inch by 1-inch photos that represent 4 things we watched during the week. So I have the series You on Netflix, which is a show that I was watching. I have the Amazon Prime series The Boys, which is a show that Erin and I have been watching together. I have the newer Chip and Dale movie that we watched with the kids this week. And then I also have Lightyear, which was a movie we went to go see at the movies on Friday. So those are the 4 little pictures that you see there. On the sides of those canvas or fabric, they're kind of like canvas and they're kind of like fabric. It's something in there. It's a different kind of texture. But on the sides of the titles, I have also taken a stamp set and created or stamped on either side one icon that represents the word. So for watching, I have a little like play button. For listening, I have headphones. For reading, I have books. And then those are also stamped in the same colors as the text of the word. So there you can see how the whole collage came together. To help me keep those little words on there, I first added some double-sided adhesive to the back and stuck them on. Then I used my long arm stapler to staple them to the page. That is why I knew beforehand I wanted to do that page first, because now when I add in the larger photos, those photos are going to cover up the back side of the staple so that we don't have that bulk showing through, and you'll see here that in a second. It'll make everything look finished. With that done, I'm going to start with the very back. I added in my final photo. Next, I'm going to go ahead and add in the grid page here. This one, I have 7 pictures on that grid that represents each of the 7 days. So 1 picture from each day. Then on the right side, I have my final mind map that I did in this album, where in the middle it says this week, and then it branches out into the 7 different days, and then the day branches out into the 2 things, the 2 most major things that happened on that day. I'm also rounding off the corners for those larger photos as we're going. And then this is going to be my final page that I'll put in here. So I have a full page photo that's going to go on the right side. This one's just a picture of me playing at the zoo when we went to the park. Our zoo here has a park, and we go to the zoo every month. So sometimes we go and we play more on the play set. Sometimes we spend more time walking around seeing the animals. It just kind of depends on our mood. But the zoo is just a place that we really enjoy as a family. So it felt good to have one of my final photos be from that occasion. On the left-hand side, I'm going to create a collage with some speech bubble die cuts. I did go ahead and do some stamping on some of them. So the title one that says, "Remember, celebrate the realness of every day," that was from a prompts stamp from Allie Edwards a couple years back. And I just added that onto the speech bubble prior to sticking it into the album. I've got a couple of speech bubbles that just have sentiments on them that seemed really representative of this project in this week. And then I also have two of the speech bubbles where I've added journaling to that just has some wrap up types of thoughts on the week and on the project, in addition to a final speech bubble that had a little spot to fill in where I added in the dates of the full week, so June 20th through June 26th. The speech bubbles with sentiments on them, one of them says gratitude, the quality of being thankful, readiness to show appreciation for, and to return kindness, which felt really representative. I have the heart, the pink heart says the story of this moment. There's one that says happy. And then the two here that I'm putting on right now are the ones with my journaling in them. So one of them is a speech bubble. The other one's just kind of a oval die cut, but it works just as well. All right, friends, I have finished the last couple pages in this Week in the Life album. So we have kind of a recap page here at the end with some final thoughts about the week. We have my currently spread that has these mini photos to represent all of the different things we were watching, listening, reading, playing, eating, learning, growing, and loving throughout the week. I have a final mind map with the icons to represent the biggest moments of the different days, and then one picture from each day of the week. And then a final photo of my husband and I cheersing each other outside, which I thought was the perfect way to say cheers to being done with Week in the Life. I think that's just a fun last photo. And that completes my album. So here you can see at the very end the thickness of this notebook. It ended up being roughly 1.25 inches thick if I hold everything shut tightly. It's about 1.25 inches to 1.5 inches. It definitely won't stay closed on its own. So this will go inside of a pleather folio and it will be tidied up in there just fine. It does almost lay flat though when you put it down on a table. So that's actually kind of cool. All right, friends. Well, I hope that you enjoyed seeing these last couple pages come together. If you did, I would love a thumbs up on this video down below, and be sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. All right, I am going to return here either, if not today in a follow-up video, then within the next week to share a final flip through of this entire album from start to finish. So you'll be able to see how everything flowed together as a final product. Until then, I hope you all have a great rest of your day. And friends, I will catch you in the next video.